This is a video review of Tobot Evolution X, and this guy is really cool. I really like him, but he's a Tobot figure, and he's not one of the most amazing ones ever, so he falls into the Tobot caveat where he's good. He's really good if you have him, but only up to a certain price. If you cannot find him under a certain price, or importing him just costs too much, he's not really worth it. But for the right price, he's a great figure. So, first of all, this is the car mode. And I love this car mode. I can't tell if I think it looks awesome or really dorky. It's just a really interesting looking car mode, and I really want to see one of these in real life, just because in toy form, it doesn't quite communicate across the same way a real car would, even though it's a very close facsimile as far as just the proportions and the shapes. But I really want to see one in real life, just so I have some idea of what this car is actually like, because I cannot imagine what it looks like in real life. But anyway, enough about that. The car mode is quite nice. I do like it quite a bit. It rolls very well, and that's just about it for this mode. It's a really interesting looking car mode. Now, to start the transformation, you can use a key, and I showed this off when I, this kind of hinging device off when I reviewed this piece of garbage. And basically, for all of the Tobot X figures, Tobot X, Tobot Evolution X, Tobot Adventure X, they all use the same basic key, the same basic design. So if you have a key for one, it'll fit in all of them. So for this guy, you put it in, and then you twist it, and what that does is it just, it puts this between the legs, and then when you turn it, it forces them apart a little bit. It doesn't work that well, and you don't need it to start the transformation. So anyway, I'll put this off to the side, and we'll start the transformation. So to start this off, you're going to want to split the legs back here. So just pull them apart like this. You're going to want to pull them away and down, because there are these little tabs right here which hook on the inside of these plates. So away and down. Then you're going to want to come in, and this is his pelvis. You're going to want to pull this out like this, and that'll start freeing up a lot of this stuff inside. So what you're going to want to do next is these right here are the arms, and they hook under here. So you're going to want to pull them out from under, so just back and up. And then the way they come out is really interesting, because they're on two hinges at the same time that they're parallel, but then they come together when they come out. And Tobots actually uses this thing a lot, and I really like this design bit. I kind of wish Transformers would use it, because that might... I don't know if Transformers can really benefit from it, but it's a neat idea. Anyway, you'll do it to the next side. Pop it out. Pull it out like that, and it's getting a bit ahead of itself here, but next you're going to want to do is collapse this up like this, and then these will hook together, and then there's a tab right here and a slot right here. Push those together, and then what you're going to want to do is come in here, rotate the head up like this, and the head was, the part that rotated up was part of the windshield. And then you're going to take this part here and you're going to bring it down. Now what sucks about it is that this part of the crest of his forehead bumps into the top edge of this. So when you bring it over, you kind of want to push the head back to prevent too much scraping. Anyway, this will come down, and the way that this latches in is that there are little slots here in the wheels that will go over these tabs on the torso area. So plug those in like that. And then it's just a matter of getting them all situated and posed up. So pull out his feet here, pull out his arms, push his arms up, make sure he's in the camera, and there we go. And this is Tobot Evolution X, and this guy looks really cool. He looks so much better than this guy. It's partially because he doesn't really have that much kibble. I mean, he does have this back plate right here, which is kind of annoying, and it does get in the way of the legs, but for the most part, he's very good about dealing with his kibble in a way that does not make a huge mess of stuff that is really hard to deal with. And one thing that is really nice about him over his predecessor is that he has great feet. They're super long. He's got plenty of ways to, plenty of points for contact to the ground at front and at back, so you can actually get him into a fair amount of poses with this leg setup. So let me put something here. And also, the feet can rotate forward and back, and this is very rare in Tobots. Some figures do it to a limited degree, but this guy does it to a crazy amount, so no matter what, you can just about always find a way to get this guy to stand. And that is his biggest strength, because a lot of Tobots do have problems staying, but this guy, no, this guy is rock solid. So anyway, his arms are kind of interesting. They go forward and back down here, and then you get the elbow. And that works pretty well, but there's no in and out at the actual shoulder. It's down here in this section here, and it's more of a transformation joint, because when you have the shoulders down like this, he just looks kind of like crap. So the only position that you really want the shoulders is out like this. Now, I do have a bit of warning about the shoulders. Something about the shoulders, whenever they move up and down, there's a screw on the inside of this section that when you move them up and down like this, it will slowly unscrew that screw and make them looser. I've had to open this up several times to tighten that screw. It's not a problem anymore because I eventually just put a dab of glue on the screw and then screwed it in, and that seems to be holding now because this can't overcome the friction that's actually on the screw. But the thing is that there are a lot. Let me kind of show you what you're dealing with here. There are a lot of screws you have to take out. You have to take out screws all around here, and just to get the front section here off. And then there are a bunch of screws in here, and then there are several like here, some that are really deep and hidden back here, and then there is a hold on. There's a ratchet mechanism on this that makes it exceptionally hard to get it all together once you've taken it apart. So that does hinder my recommendation of this figure. If it didn't have that problem, then this would be one of the... It would be very close to being a general recommendation for me as far as being a Tobots figure, but that problem is kinda bad because it means that the figure's just always going to get worse over time as you play with it until you address it. And addressing it is a lot of trouble, and you're likely to lose parts. Like, I lost a couple of the parts while I was doing it several times, and it took me a long time to find this stuff. So there will be some maintenance that you'll have to do if you decide to get this guy. Just a fair warning. So while I like this guy a lot, and I really want to give him a general recommendation because he is a really nice toy, I really can't. So anyway, this has been a video review of Tobot Evolution X, and I really like this guy. He's a really great figure. I love his car mode. The transformation is fun with a lot of neat stuff. Like, I especially like how the these hook onto the waist area, not the waist area, but the torso area, and then how the legs collapse and telescope around. I just think that's just all really neat. And his aesthetic is cool, and he's just a really good figure with just a couple of flaws. Like, he's almost good enough to be a general recommendation as he is right now, but his general... just a couple of flaws I mentioned do kind of bring him down from being good enough. So anyway, I reviewed Transformers, Power Rangers, Tobots, Digimon, lots of stuff like that. If any of that sounds interesting, please subscribe. And thank you for watching.